Hello, my name is Chad Bischoff, and I am a college student at Central Michigan University studying music education to become a band teacher. Now, you are in a place where you have to decide what instrument you want to play, and that can be difficult. I mean, you have the trumpet, the clarinet, the saxophone, trombone, the saxophone. That is what I'm going to talk about in this video, the saxophone. Let me tell you why you should play the saxophone. It is gorgeous. It is a beautiful sound in both the higher registers and the lower registers. The saxophone has about 23 keys average. It depends on the model, but most saxophones have about 23 keys. And to be honest, the saxophone is lucky to even exist today. The person who invented it, his name was Adolph Sax. Yes, he did. He invented the saxophone and named it after himself. I don't know why, but I mean, if you invent something so profound, you can name it after yourself. You do that. But he almost had near-death experiences multiple times in his life. He fell off the third story of a building and hit his head on a stone. He swallowed a pin. He almost drowned in a river, and he was burned in a gunpowder explosion. You would think that after all that trauma, one would lose, the motivation to invent an instrument, but no, he persevered and created this gorgeous instrument that we have today. Let me play a little bit of it for you. Yes! Saxophone is gorgeous. Now, how do I make a sound? Well, saxophone is a woodwind instrument, but it's also a reed instrument. So we have this nice thin piece of wood on our mouthpiece that we blow air right in between the reed and the mouthpiece, and it vibrates, and that's what creates our sound. It's pretty cool. Now, I am going to show you other types of saxophones that you might play later on once you get into later middle school or high school. And let me tell you, these saxophones are cool, and you have to start in the alto though. You will probably start on this alto saxophone. And that is okay, because it is easier to make a transition to another saxophone when you already know this one. Okay? Now, let me go get that horn for you, and I will be right back. I'm back, and I have brought with me a new instrument. Really, it's the saxophone still, but it's just another type of saxophone. This is called the tenor saxophone. It is a little bigger than the alto saxophone, and it doesn't quite have the same high range, but it is just gorgeous, let me tell you. Now, what I just played, that was a little jazz. And if you play the saxophone, perhaps when you get into middle school, a little older middle school and high school, you can join the jazz band and play some jazz. The saxophone is an awesome jazz instrument. I brought with you one last instrument to show. Barry saxophone. This is one of the bigger saxophones you will find in the concert band. Usually the biggest saxophone you'll find in the concert band. It is low, it is big, it is a little heavy. Now, this isn't the saxophone you'll start off with, obviously, because you'll start off with the alto, but eventually you might be playing this horn. Let me give it a listen. See? Quite low, and it's fun. I mean, I have a blast playing it. Now, it is up to you whether you play the saxophone, but let me leave you with this one last message. The saxophone will bring you lots of joy because it is gorgeous. The saxophone will bring you lots of opportunities to perform because there's lots of jazz opportunities. is also good classical literature. And you can play songs for fun, like I'm about to.